two-night finale on Dancing with the Stars, and what a spectacle it was. We had redemption dances, 24-hour challenges, and the famous freestyle. So let's get right to it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey guys, and welcome to our last after show of Dancing with the Stars. We have a lot to cover today and not a lot of time to do it, so I'm going to introduce my guests. Over here to my left, I have my lovely Rhavin.
Hey, it's Rhavin with the V here. You can find me at B Stays Busy. What happened, Matthew?
And you can find me, Matthew Paine, on Instagram and Twitter at my new handle at Matthew E. Paine.
Oh.
I like that better.
Yeah, it's a week of change,
Sound
I
like
feel.
a doctor.
There we go.
Me?
Yeah.
Dr. Paine.
Ba, 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 ba.
So,
Right.
the finale.
The finale.
Two-night finale.
Oh my god, like
It was-
3 hours of dancing. I'm like danced out, but not really. It was
No,
amazing.
right. I'm hashtag exhausted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but in a good way.
In a good way.
It was amazing. What did you think just off the bat, just in general, of the whole thing?
Amazing.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Robin,
Yes.
were you happy with it?
I liked the first night better. I just couldn't take in all of the second night. But
There was
that's
a
just
lot
me.
last night.
There was a lot
of
and-
fluff.
yeah, it was a lot for sure. But I have to say, I thought they really stepped it up for this finale. I thought the routines.
You like this one better than all the
yeah.
ones you've ever seen?
I actually did. I loved all of the production numbers. I felt like they really went for it. We had Flurries bigging it up for the UK. We had Fifth Harmony. We had so many performances, so many dances, and spectacular finalists as far as I'm concerned.
And,
Hands down.
And tears.
So,
Oh my gosh.
don't watch
Snotty
the
nose.
finale of Dancing with the Stars without a box of Kleenex. That is the
Snot
lesson here,
for
guys.
days.
I'm ashamed about how much I cry watching Dancing
We
with
were
the
crying with
Stars.
you. We were crying with you though.
Totally,
right?
totally.
There wasn't a dry eye anywhere
There
watching
really was
that
not.
finale.
So how we're going to do it is we're going to start with night one and then move on to night two. So for night one, we started off with the redemption dances. Is that correct? Val and Ginger did a contemporary.
Yes.
Yep.
The redemption mashup.
So yes, this mashup.
That's right. Ginger had the pelvic
Injury.
That looked
injury.
really scary.
It did, and you could tell how much pain she was in.
Yeah.
It was pretty like sad to watch her. Like you could just see she was trying to hold it in.
I
bless
was
her
holding my
heart.
breath
I
too
know.
for those lifts.
But in regards to this routine, I have to say I loved it. I loved all the elements coming together. Val was saying that they used pretty much everything
Yeah,
that they
the
had.
fountain,
the
the
mirrors, and I loved the way they used the mirrors. I just thought it was I preferred it to the first time they used like the fountain. I thought it was better with everything together. It was done great.
I agree. I liked it a lot. When the other female dancers, when the other couples came out, I didn't think that Ginger stood out amongst the other ladies. I thought that it looked like a group dance, and I don't think that she had her moment to shine. So,
Oh really?
yeah, I always want to see the celebrity stand out a little bit, whether she was wearing like a brighter outfit or, well, really her dancing would be the most important thing to shine, and I didn't think that she shined any brighter than the girls that were dancing around her.
Well, the girls that are
Interesting.
dancing around her are like world-class dancers. So, I
Right.
mean, that's not necessarily, I don't see that as a bad thing. I thought it was great.
I enjoyed the lifts. I really did enjoy the lifts, and I noticed all her extended legs. That was beautiful for me.
Yeah,
She committed and followed through
she really
with all
did.
the, and especially with a bad back hip.
They said that her back gave out
But then
and that
she
it
was
was her
saying her
pelvis.
And then her
Yeah.
pelvis went totally in the opposite direction.
Right. I think when her back was to the crowd, she had to like shimmy toward Val. Or I don't know if it was a proper shimmy, but she had to move toward him, and she said it's an awkward angle to dance. And I think you could tell a little bit that she was in pain or uncomfortable.
I think the packages kind of already sell us in an emotion before the routines start.
100%.
So I feel like had we not known that, maybe we wouldn't have felt that, oh, you can tell she's in a little pain.
That's a good point. I
So-
think regardless if she was in pain, made her be more aware of her body. I think Carrie Ann mentioned it as saying that she was really using her stomach and her core, which when you have an injury you have to do, because you have to support the rest of your body and get through it.
Right.
So whether I personally don't think it hindered her, because I think she went for it. It was the finale. She was like, I'm going to do this, and she did it.
And you would have never known. I mean, honestly, had we not watched the package, I honestly wouldn't have known.
So they got a 9 from Carrie Ann, a 10 from Len. What did you think of the 10 from Len?
I felt like it was a very finale move.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
You've made it this far. Here's your 10.
Here's your 10.
I
remember
with him, though, with the fluidity and the lifts. I agreed with him on that.
It wasn't a 10-worthy dance, I don't believe.
No, I didn't think so, but it was a great effort.
Do you remember early seasons of Dancing with the Stars when the 10 from Len meant something?
Yes, I do. When it was like people would just like fall down,
waiting for it, or
my god,
it was like winning the jackpot.
Right.
But now it's like you're in the finals, you're gonna get a 10.
You're gonna get a 10.
I mean, things have to evolve, but I guess it is what it is.
Well,
I do have to say,
he gave out some 9s tonight, so not like he was just throwing them out.
No, I don't know that. Yeah,
but you have to say what?
well, I wrote. I don't think she deserved a 10. Not for that performance. However, I do like her a lot. She's a very likable, warm person.
Yeah, if there was a Mirrorball trophy for just the nicest person ever, I think Ginger would win that one.
Right.
Because she's lovely and she's dealing with so much and she never moans. She just gets on with it. She's an example to a lot of women out there. I mean, what she's juggling is
true.
no joke.
Doesn't her husband seem so sweet too?
He does. He's
like the best husband
adorable.
ever.
He
they're
is there.
so cute.
Come rain or
But
shine.
I am still surprised that she made it in the finale.
I mean,
hands down, I am surprised.
Given, other people that were in the competition, but that's the way this show goes. If you don't vote, you lose them.
Right.
So
it's all about America.
It is. So let's move on to Nyle and Peter. They had the quick step. Now, originally this was the mask number that they had done.
Right.
But just, obviously changed up and made into somewhat of a country kind of theme.
And you know me, I hate a Western themed dance.
Tell us how you really feel.
Right. I caught myself, I did. I caught myself smiling the whole time though.
You did?
Yeah. I don't know if it's
hate
because
this one.
It was cute, but it definitely wasn't my cup of tea.
It wasn't my
favorite.
My favorite. I love him.
I'm thinking maybe the quick step is not my favorite style for him, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good observation. I mean, I thought, considering the last time they did it, it was really fast, a little messy. He definitely improved on that.
I think so too.
But
I like the other dance better, his original quick step better.
The mask?
Yeah.
Did you?
I enjoyed the whole premise of that routine, but I think in terms of the quality of the dancing, that
this was better.
It was better for sure.
I thought that Nyle was the only person I saw in this dance, as opposed to Ginger, where I felt like everyone, she didn't stand out. I felt like Nyle, on the other hand, did.
I could see that.
Yep.
I can see that. He was quicker though. He was quicker on his feet.
He has that je ne sais quoi, if you will. It's just one of those. He could stand him on the floor,
Nyle.
and he's exactly.
Let's just be
it's
honest.
just okay. I'm gonna watch you.
Bruno said that there was so much content in the dance that a lot of precision was missing.
Was lost.
Yeah. What did you think?
I mean, I can see what you're saying, maybe a little bit frantic, but I think that sometimes happens with Nyle, with all of his energy, and he's just, he puts so much into it, but I didn't see that. I thought he did a great job of that not last night, the night before.
Right.
So
shows are merging together.
Get it all into my head. Yeah.
And again, score-wise, I thought that they were better, that Nyle and Peeta did a better job than Ginger and Val.
And they got all 9s.
Yeah.
No 10s in there.
No, and one less point.
Well, obviously
Ginger
wasn't the end result, but
was Ginger off at any point in time in her routine compared to Nyle?
I don't think so.
Because Nyle missed, he missed a few steps. It was a little off and a little shaky at times. I think that's why he probably didn't get a 10 from Lynn, honestly.
Well, we have lots more coming up.
Shall we move on?
Lots more. Yes, we shall. To Paige and Mark doing the salsa, and I believe that we have Shana joining us via Skype. So when that happens, we'll just join her into our conversation?
We sure will.
Because we can't wait to hear what she has
They
to say.
did the salsa to Pitbull's Fireball.
Ooh, and it was
on
fiery.
fire.
Hi.
Hi, Shauna.
Hi.
How are you, my
Hey,
darling?
sexy girl.
Hey, girl.
I'm good, guys. I'm good. How are you?
Welcome back.
Thank you. Sorry, hey, I've got puppies all around me, so I apologize for the barking. I just
Amazing.
want to be involved.
Aw, thank
We're
you.
glad
We're
you're
glad
here.
to have you.
Thank you for joining us again. So you've joined us. We're just talking about the redemption dances, and we're at Paige and Mark's Salsa, which you were in, right?
Yeah,
So tell us about that.
it was amazing. I mean, she's just so incredible. She's got so much sass on the dance floor, and I love that about her. I think I probably noticed that for the first time when she did the Austin Powers number and all the personality that she brought to it. I loved seeing her in Fireball. She's a fantastic dancer. You know, she really owns that floor. I think her and Mark complemented each other beautifully. He did a great routine for her.
Yeah.
And I think the way that she was highlighted was stunning, and just that costume. Hey, wow. Sorry, what's the
Killer.
I don't know. I'm
You sure
minding
it's a
a
puppy?
friend's dog as well. Hey, calm down. Anyway, I thought it was fantastic. I loved it. That trick that he did in the middle of it was phenomenal. I don't even know how he pulled that off. That was amazing.
What trick are you
but I was
referring
super
to?
impressed.
here?
I think it deserved all 10s. Absolutely.
What trick were you referring to there, babe?
The one where she would slide through the legs.
Oh, yeah.
The twist, and then he threw her over the back and pulled her
yeah.
up from underneath.
That's when he injured
what-
himself
yeah.
last time. So
Yeah.
he was able to do
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, it was. And so I know that he was nervous about doing it this week again, but I think it was amazing that he came out and did that salsa and he did that move. You know, he was really gutted that he couldn't be in it the first time. So it was redemption for him and her, and it was a great way to do it.
How do you
Definitely.
feel about Lynn saying there was not enough hip action? How do you feel about that?
Oh, I didn't think that at all.
Okay, I'm just
I didn't even know
Thank
he
you,
said
me
that.
either.
just making sure we're
yeah,
on
he
the same
said
page.
that.
He meant it.
Really? That's interesting. I wouldn't have thought that. I thought she had great hip action. I think if there was anything for anyone to pick on, it would be that she gets a little bit hunchy for me and her head drops forward in her posture, but I wouldn't have thought hip action at all.
And I don't think anyone brought that up either.
No.
No one.
When
The
Paige...
hunchy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I cut you off. You go ahead.
No, I was asking you, nobody ever brought up the hunchiness
Yes.
in her chest? Oh,
Yes.
Interesting.
At least
That's the only
last night.
the one
maybe
thing that
last.
I would have said about it if I was going to take a point off, but you know, I think she was phenomenal.
Yep. And she was dancing with you and the other girls, and she was holding
right.
her
She
own.
walked
Yeah.
through, and to me, that was the face of confidence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She walked through. I really enjoyed watching her move.
I really
Yeah.
enjoy just watching how much she has grown.
She really has.
From week 1 till now.
Yeah.
That's what this competition is about, and that's why I was so glad to see her in this final.
She had a cute little smirk on her face, like she earned her spot in that
She did,
finale, and she
100%.
did.
Pure sass.
She did. So she got a 10 from Carrie Ann, a 9 from Len. I guess the hip action took that point off for him.
The nerve.
And a 10 from Bruno. So, you know.
I mean, interesting. But I mean, look, it was great, and you're right. She has grown so much
So much.
this season, and that's because Mark is an incredible teacher, and I loved seeing him with someone that was a little older this season, and all the
Right.
creative, fun, and sexy things that he could do.
How about that?
Right,
was
and not
really
having
nice.
to have PG
PG
ratings.
Right.
It's a hard job, but someone's got to do it, and it seems to be Mark every season. So this was a nice
Well,
change.
he's just, I mean, he's just so creative.
Yeah.
And that's why, because I think he's probably the best person to figure out how to make a rumba work for a 14-year-old.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I mean? The rest of us would be like, I don't know how to deal
You
with
got to
this.
Right.
lose your morals tonight.
It's true. It's so true. Right. So next up we went into the freestyle
Freestyles.
routines.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So now, first up was Ginger and Val. This was. Tell me.
Sorry, did I cut someone off? I'm so bad at this.
Don't worry.
I thought Ginger and Val's freestyle was really lovely. I really enjoyed it, and I thought it kind of took us back to what Dancing with the Stars freestyles used to be before we introduced all the contemporary and the hip hop and and the supersized freestyle that we all go for now. It was really nice to see that. It was very ballroom. It was a very nice tribute to Fred and Ginger, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Wow.
I agree. That's an interesting point that you made about these supersized freestyles, because we'll get to that once we get to the end of all the freestyles. But briefly, I mean, there's a difference between, you know, having just two people on the floor to a full-on production to outside a choreographer. You know, I know that, Shana, you can attest to this. You know, the pros can use outside choreographers at any point.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
that's
the
something
only
that's
thing,
not
when
new.
we're allowed to have someone else choreograph, we're just not allowed to have someone else teach.
Got you.
us.
So
Unless they're hired by the show.
got it. Which did happen
Right.
this finale. So we'll get
Yes.
to that when we get to that. But what did you guys think of Val and Ginger?
Sharna, I completely disagree with you.
Really?
Yeah, to me, this wasn't a finale dance. I thought it was safe. I thought it was sweet, but I thought it was safe, and I thought it wasn't special in terms of, wow, this is the final dance that they're leaving an impression.
For the night.
I was bored.
What?
Ooh, bored.
I was.
I thought it was a beautiful tribute.
You did?
See,
did.
Bruno said that
It
he
made me
thought
feel
that they
warm
did
inside.
Ginger and Fred justice. I thought it was lip service. I thought it was, again, that finale, you know.
You seriously didn't enjoy it at all?
Well, I was like, this is the freestyle, and maybe, like you said, you know, it's bringing it back to basics.
I think when you've had such big routines and, you know,
The expectations
this
are
and
so
that,
high.
when you bring it down and you know, make it just about the couples, it's hard to put that alongside other things. I think sometimes is maybe what you're seeing.
Yeah, you're comparing it to
I feel
just
like I can
grander
hear
things.
viewers at home screaming at me right now.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I think I've heard mixed reviews in the same as what you're saying, but I do think it's because we're so used to seeing the supersized freestyles. We expect big productions or a contemporary dance.
Right.
You know, that's basically the way our freestyles go. So, you know, it was very ballsy to go out there and do a very sweet tribute to Fred and Ginger and not go for, I mean, it had a lot of production in it, but not go for the usual thing that works and try something different. And I thought it suited Ginger beautifully as well.
Especially
That's one
Ginger.
thing I'd agree with it.
Especially Ginger.
It
was
really
about the
suited
fresh
her.
air.
I wouldn't want to have seen her do something that didn't work well with her personality. You know, we've
Right.
seen certain
Yeah.
routines whereby it just didn't mesh with the woman that she is, and I thought that this just worked perfectly.
It was totally.
Although I don't think, you know, I don't think it was a showstopper of a routine. I still don't think that it wasn't finale worthy. I think she came, she brought her A game, and she did her very best. And she's always done that on the show.
I
So
think it was totally indicative of her personality.
For sure.
Because, like we noticed in the Janet Jackson routine, it took away from her trying to do something that she really wasn't about.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoyed it to that aspect, and I really didn't want to see her do anything too crazy. I didn't, because I've been calling her sugar.
yeah,
And this was very sweet and warm.
there you go.
I needed that from Ginger.
You needed that.
From
You
Ginger, I needed that.
So they got tens across the board.
Yep.
So obviously the judges loved it. So there you
sure
go.
did.
Moving
Moving on to Nylund Peeta. So this was a routine that was choreographed by Talia. She is a contemporary choreographer and came in and worked with them on this number. I have to say, I thought it was amazing. From the moment I saw the lift at the beginning and just the intensity, I was like, they're about to bring it, y'all. Like,
No.
get ready. This is about to go down. They're about to leave their hearts on the dance floor. And they did not let me down.
No.
At all. At all. I was just so moved. I loved it. Like, this is where I'm conflicted, because although I like the, you know, simpler things of Dancing with the Stars and I like it to be ballroom, to see that and how it's evolved and for that to be a product of those choices, for me, was amazing.
Let me tell you something. He reached out to the band Disturbed so that they can use this. and my boyfriend's brother-in-law is the drummer of that band. And once I realized that they were going to use that song, I already knew they were going to bring fire.
Yeah.
And it's so beyond and bigger than Nyle. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, his heart is on the outside, and it's bigger than his entire being. And I think they killed this shit. I'm sorry. Ooh. Family show. They killed it. Like, I had chills. I had butterflies.
We're getting real right now.
No, I feel it now
Yeah.
just talking about it, because it took me there. And he was so on point. Everything they
So
did.
on point.
The lines. Oh,
That
just,
piano on fire.
Yeah.
Oh,
Loved that.
Yes, that was amazing.
Shauna, what did you think of this one?
I second all of that. I cried watching it, and for all those reasons. They brought the emotion, the truth, the beauty. It was just so beautiful to see and to watch, and from the start to the finish, it was flawless. His lines were fantastic. His commitment to the movement, his partnering skills in the lifts. When he fell to the floor and caught himself. There was so much in that is just not easy to do. And then the creative of the whole number and that piano lighting on fire. I absolutely loved it. It is one of my favorite freestyles I've ever seen on the show. The other one is Mark's Super Mario Brothers. Like, I've got like my top 5, and that has now joined the top 5 because
Wow.
it was just so phenomenal.
I'd
Wait.
agree with you on that one.
I so wish you
said
were here
wow.
right now.
I know, me too. I'm sorry, guys.
Next season, you have to come.
I will, for sure. We'll make it happen.
we'll
Good.
have to drag her
Definitely,
in.
definitely.
I just thought I'd say that. I'm just happy that you're joining us on Skype.
Thank you. Me too. Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Anytime.
Hello, it's Shauna.
So for all that strength, courage, power that was exuded in this number, they received what they deserve.
Exactly.
Yep.
10s across the board.
Yep.
There's no shadow of a doubt.
No.
I mean, if there was 11s, that's when they would have brought them
I
out.
held my 10 paddle up at home.
I held my imaginary 11.
Yes, I
We all
had
did.
my toes and my hands, and I wanted somebody. I wished one of those judges would have put up a 9.
Just for
It was gonna be
everyone to just,
problems.
they
It was gonna
wouldn't
be-
have dared.
Yeah.
Problems.
The whole audience would have rushed to them and said, nope.
There's like
Where's
too
my
many
10
people
paddle?
right behind them that would
Yeah.
literally probably like
It would have been
go
shut
out.
down for production for sure.
And then the final dance,
The final dance of freestyle round was Mark and Paige,
where they danced to Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
which was performed by BC Jean,
Yes.
Mark's fiance. She did a beautiful job.
She did.
Sounded fantastic.
Oh,
Love
amazing
that. And I
voice.
thought it was just so complimentary to the routine.
Yep.
What did you think
It
about
should
this
have either
one?
been that song or Can You Feel the Love Tonight, because the love between them was palpable. I just, you could feel the emotion when they were dancing. After they were done, we'll get to the dance and then we can talk about after. I didn't feel like it was again a traditional freestyle. Sweeter, but I like this one I loved. As opposed to
Yeah.
Ginger's, where I didn't think that they didn't bring it enough for me. I thought that Paige and Mark got it just right.
Yeah.
Do you think that was due to the storyline of the choreo?
I don't know. I don't
Because
know.
that's, I feel, the story, like even when you're watching the package and they're rehearsing, and every movement, he is going through the motion of the story. Now I'm helping you up.
Yeah.
Now you can't find yourself. Now, going through that really made me feel this routine.
I
and
agree.
her
It was
story backing it up.
such a story, such a journey.
And like, you will survive. You are a conqueror. You are the sunshine. You are the rainbow after the rain. All of that.
Exactly. You know, for me, that's why I love the freestyle, and that these two, in particular, Nyle, Peter, and Paige and Mark, brought it in that regard, emotional. Also, just knowing that Paige has gone through such a journey, like we said, and really just seeing her grow to that extent in front of our eyes.
Right before
It is
us.
so. I'm proud of her.
I am
Do you
too.
know what I mean?
Yes.
I've just got so much. I'm so proud of her. She did
Goosebumps.
such a great job. I felt so emotional. I felt like they were so connected. Beyond the dancing, they came together and they really met on that dance floor at
They
that
did.
moment, and all the components came together for me. on that routine. It was just the whole production. It just had me in goosebumps. How about you, Sean?
I agree. I absolutely loved it. I saw that dance at camera blocking on Sunday, and I thought, oh, that's a nice dance. Like, I thought it was fantastic, but I wasn't like, oh my God, it hit me in the chest. I want to cry. But once I saw the package before it, and you understand what every movement means, and that there's so much truth behind it, it all of a sudden went into a different realm for me. You know, it hit my the emotional part when you watch it, and you want to leap to your feet and scream at the end of it, because you got taken on a journey. You got taken on Paige's journey, and you got to feel what it, a little bit of what Paige feels in trying to overcome that bullying and everything that she went through in those moments. You saw it in her face. You lived it with her for that minute and a half. It was beautifully choreographed and explained by Mark. And again, I think it was the perfect end to an incredible journey for Paige. And I especially loved seeing her, get a little bit emotional and say that she feels better because of this experience. That means that she truly came on here and just laid her soul bare and opened her heart up to the world. And because of it, she feels stronger and more confident. And I thought it was beautiful.
That's a testimony within itself. I do feel like it was extraordinary quality of movement for her, this routine. And her toes. That girl's toes stays on point, literally and figuratively. She does it so effortlessly. Feet. Yes.
She really does. It was a great number.
I thought it was a perfect song choice. I thought that Mark was, this season, the perfect instructor, and I think Paige was the perfect student.
I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, totally
Great pairing.
Agree. Great pairing. And they got all 10s.
Rightfully so.
Yes, rightfully so.
Right, now we go on to night 2.
Night 2
with this 24-hour fusion challenge, because they didn't have enough to do on night 1.
Not enough on their plate.
So let's go ahead and make them go back to McCadden and dance all night long to create another fabulous routine for us all. So hats off to them all for that, because I don't know where they all found the energy from. Well, they were rehearsing after night 1. I was sleeping,
right?
So and I was still exhausted, so I don't know how they actually mustered up the energy to do what they did last night.
Seriously,
for sure. So let's go into the fusion challenges before we do the memorable dances, if that's cool with you guys.
Yeah.
So Ginger and Val did the Argentine Tango / Foxtrot. I loved this. I thought this was almost like I could have seen this in replacement of the other routine, just because it had a little bit more fire, but it still didn't change. Like, her character was still, I still believed it. It wasn't like she was playing a character, although I know she was.
Right.
That worked well for her.
Right.
I loved the outfit too. It was a stunning outfit. Her body's insane. Like, the transformation that she's been through. Not that
she literally just popped the baby out.
Literally, like, she's still got pretty much a newborn in her arms, and her body is like, she's ready to hit summer running.
Sharna,
right?
How do they do the order for the finale?
How do we do the order?
Yeah, who dances first? Which couple dances first? Which couple dances second?
Producers decide that.
Oh, okay. So it's not like drawing straws.
Oh, you mean with the challenge dances?
Well, night 1 where they had Ginger and Val go first, and then they had Nyle and Peeta.
Night 1, the producers choose that. Week in, week out, the producers choose where we line up in the show. And it has to do with a lot of different things. They want to end on a high note, or, you want to start the show with a bang, you want to end the show with a bang. And that's basically what they try and do. But when it came to the challenge dances, we draw a number out of a hat.
Oh, interesting. Ended up being the same order as
the same order, was it? Yeah. Well, at least my last 2 seasons, when I was in the final, we drew it out of a hat. There was no particular order. It was whatever you picked.
Got you. Well, what did you think of this Argentine Tango / Foxtrot?
I loved it. I second you, Davina. I think she looked beautiful. I love the outfit. I love the dance. I love the fire in it. Her Argentine tango was one of my favorite dances of hers, as it was anyway. And I do think it was a fantastic dance. You know, we really did see the growth in her this season as well. And you know, coming in with, she did cheerleading, I believe, in high school. But, you know, other than that, not that much dance training. And, you know, under great instruction from Val. He's an incredible teacher. He gave her all the right information and she really grew. And you're right, that body, I mean, you know, I just want to bounce back like that when I have a baby. She looks, that booty is amazing. And I tell her every time I see her, she's incredible.
I know, I only realised that last night, I think, because it was one shot and she did a back bend and it was there and it was just tight and it was fabulous. I was like, yes,
Fabulous.
It was fabulous,
Ginger.
yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Definitely.
I love
The booty
Ginger.
was popping. I definitely like this sassy side of Ginger.
You much prefer it?
Yes. This was the one I would have enjoyed more than trying to bring the Janet Jackson nasty girl out of her. Like her sharpness on this routine was just extraordinary for me. And when they first did this, my jaw hit the floor.
Yep.
Because I didn't know she had it in her. So this is.
She's a lady. She's not a.
But now I know she can be a lady, but she can tell you how it is.
Right.
And she
She's
can
a
check you at the door if she needs to.
hard
Yeah, she is.
Yes.
That's the thing with her. She is such a hard worker. You can see from the footage with Val and her just how dedicated she is to rehearsal. She just keeps going, doesn't
All the
doesn't
apologies.
get in. Yeah, she just goes.
And she's like, sorry.
I'm not sure this is confirmed, but someone in the chat room is saying Ginger had her baby 5 months ago.
That's still like just
Yesterday.
Yeah. Okay.
That's still.
I
pretty
didn't have a
recent.
baby 5 months ago, and I need to do
What's
some
my
work.
excuse?
Right.
I can see this like maybe a year or two, but that's still great for 5. Well, I think that's what they're saying. 5 months, like, damn.
That's still amazing.
That's
Regardless.
She's incredible.
So you enjoyed the routine? You loved it?
I did.
You're all about it?
I am.
Okay, cool.
I am.
This
So
is
I
the
do.
Ginger that it has the spice.
There we go. So we're all on the same page on that one. So next was Nyle and Peter. They did a tango / cha-cha to Calvin Harris's Summer. When I met you in the summer. Yeah, you're welcome. everyone.
Tango, I think, was one of Niall's best dances. I think that was one of the weeks where everybody just watched him dance and was like, what is this? How is this even happening?
Right.
And so it was no surprise for me that he was incredibly strong. I thought the way Peter blended the routine was really great. And to the point, she showed clear tango, clear cha-cha. I prefer his tango to his cha-cha. I think he has such beautiful long limbs that when he hits that frame and he glides across the floor, I think it's so stunning. But I thought he was amazing from start to finish. It was a great routine. They both looked like they were having the time of their life out
For
there,
sure.
you know.
Now,
It
Shana, I have to ask you, seeing as this was a 24-hour challenge, obviously with the challenges of teaching Nyle, was this not just like a panic attack for Peter?
Being that it's 2 dances that they've already done, and
It's just
being
a
that
mash.
he's grown so much this season with her having taught him beautifully, and they have their language together now. So, you know, it wasn't a panic moment for Peter at
Good.
all. I think she probably got this. That's very much a Peter song. I hear those kinds of songs, that Calvin Harris kind of, those tango type songs she loves. So when I knew that was what she had, I knew she was going to kill it. And she did. They both did.
You know what? I loved the ending. Cause
The ending?
Yeah. It was just
Like-
like, we're champions. It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
And they went back on the
disputing
test
it.
and kind of
But if
glazed
you
out.
remember, that was how they finished their very first dance in the season, which was their cha-cha. So they
They
finished
took
the
it
way
back.
they started.
Yeah, when
was
they
beautiful.
just bowed it out, they didn't try and do anything crazy. They just took their bow for everyone.
It was more like, you welcome.
More like, you're welcome / thank you. What a journey. It was just.
It was a
I think for
fusion.
me it was more of a thank
was a
you,
fusion
like
of
a
the two.
gratitude for the moment.
It was a fusion, Shana.
Say again?
It was a fusion.
It was a fusion.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
It was a fusion. We're causing confusion.
All good, all good. So they got all 10s, rightly so.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it was just amazing. Moving on now to Paige and Mark. They had the Jive / Salsa. What did we think of this routine?
Do we know the song?
Oh, you're asking me now. Didn't write that one down. Anyone?
I didn't write it down. I didn't write it down.
I don't have it, but I love the song. I remember thinking, Jive Salsa, how is that going to work? But he made it work.
Yeah, he did.
And Paige's Jive, again, Proud Mary, when she did it the first time, that was one of my favorite dance styles that she had got out there and done. And she certainly delivered as well with that 24-hour challenge. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, she really kept the energy, didn't she? I mean, these guys have been dancing their little butts off, and they didn't lose steam at the end, which I thought was really good to see, because it's a lot. Regardless of the fact that they've been dancing for weeks on end, this just took it to a whole new level, in my opinion. And I thought they all came out and they all just kept fighting.
They kept killing it. Yeah.
Killing it.
Killing it.
Killing it in the game.
Killing it 101.
Okay, we're dead.
And they got all 10s, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
I apparently don't have that here.
Yeah.
So I'm just
all
double checking.
All
10s?
All 10.
Right.
10.
Lisa.
The finale was so chock full of stuff.
Yeah, let's talk about that stuff for a minute, because there was a lot of different performances, right? What was your favourite performance of the night?
Ooh.
I'll tell you mine while
Tell
you're
me
thinking
yours.
about yours. Fleur East. She
Fire.
killed it in the game. I loved it with all the girls. And then she was like, I'm gonna dance too.
Right.
And Kim and Sasha were in there. I just absolutely adored it. It was so high energy. Just brilliant. Did you guys
that
enjoy
performance gave me life.
Right?
It did. And then when I saw Kim, I was like, oh, get it, auntie.
I know, right?
I just wanna
And
call
she's
her
like,
Auntie
hey,
Kim.
Fleur. She's like, hey, girl. You know, they had their little connecting moment. I was all about that. And, you know, for me, it's just lovely to see everybody back. It's nice to see those production numbers huge at the end.
The opening was fun, too. Tom Bergeron did the robot, and then they picked Erin up.
Erin had a little dancing debut
last
again.
night, Erin was fun for me. Like, I enjoyed her last night. She got out there, she did a little dance.
I actually enjoyed her Monday night, too.
Yeah.
And her dress is cute, and her hairstyle was banging.
This
Her little
week, she
short,
was my
wavy
favorite
cut.
that she's been all season.
I have to say, I wasn't a fan of the see-through dress.
Only for me, I like the dress. I don't know if I necessarily liked it on her, only because the debut of that dress, when they were dancing, they brought her all the way up to the camera, and she did this, I don't know, her legs were
Like
kind
a
of open.
pelvis
That kind of
thrust.
I don't know, it was just, all I could see was crotch.
I was like, oh, she's wearing black bloomers.
Because it was like
No, and
Snickers
nothing's wrong
and a
with that,
see-through
but
dress.
it was the way I don't know if it was the dance or something, and I was just kind of like, ooh, it's too early
girl.
for all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, but on a show where there is crutch,
You
You gotta be a part
really
of
matter?
it.
She's
You gotta
gotta
be a
compete.
part of it. So I'm like, if you're gonna do
guess
that,
the
you better
finale is
kick
the
your leg
time.
up and have a short dress on or something. I don't know. Don't give me half of it.
What did we think of Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide?
I love it. I mean, he always brings it as far as I'm
Me
concerned.
too.
The hype
so
is
it's
always
just like
high.
such high energy, always gives you like full-on performance.
He's always that artist on the radio that you just find yourself never turning the station.
Totally.
Yeah,
He's the
just all
turned
of
up
his songs
dude.
are great.
When
Yeah.
you want to turn up, you
know,
gotta
right?
have Pitbull in your ear.
Yep.
Shauna, what was your favorite production number of the night?
Honestly, I think it was the beach number. Although I haven't watched it back on camera, but as far as the numbers that I was in and just that whole week of putting it together, that beach number was so much fun.
imagine.
And with Haley got thrown up on that towel higher than anybody had ever seen it in any other rehearsal. She could have had lunch when she was up there. And a little secret that y'all don't know, the towel actually ripped.
What?
She when she came down, the towel ripped. It cushioned her fall, but she came down and the towel ripped and she ended up on the floor, which has obviously never happened. They're the little things that got covered up, but by camera angles. But I thought it was just so much fun. I thought it was creative. I loved Geraldo sitting up there as the lifeguard. I thought Mandy Moore did an incredible job. I want to give a shout out to Mandy Moore, who is just, she is so amazing, and she helps all of us with creatives if we need it. She had to put together, I think it was in the teens of numbers this week, and not to mention help everybody else. She's so incredibly creative. She's amazing to work with. She's the genius behind all those numbers. So,
and I'm glad they gave her props last night.
You know?
Yeah, it was lovely
Yes.
to actually see her
Agreed.
on camera and for her to have a moment of appreciation because, yeah, like you said, it means she does it all. She's fantastic.
By the way, how pretty are you? You look so beautiful.
Oh, do I?
Yes.
Thank you.
Did you skip the after party? Because I would not look like
Like
that.
fresh
if I...
faced and gorgeous.
I did go to that after party.
Did you
How
have
was
fun?
it?
Yeah, I think I was the after party.
Hey, turn up.
Yeah.
Sharna's just getting in.
Just getting in for the after the next night.
Oh, no
No,
wonder
but
she is in
it
here.
ended with disco fries at Kitchen 24, which was unfortunate.
Oh God.
Ooh. Well, it's the end of season.
Yeah,
I
you
think
work. You
it.
deserve it.
Seriously.
Wow. So, Rhavin, what was your favorite?
Can I tell you what wasn't my favorite?
Are we going there today?
Okay, maybe not.
What wasn't your favorite?
No, I'm not
tell
gonna
us.
go there.
Go on.
No,
No,
I
because
want to
it-
know.
tell
Tell
us.
me.
It was probably Darvina's favorite.
That's fine.
And you know what? None of our celebrities or dancers were in it. I was just confused by Fifth Harmonies.
Thank you.
Oh no, I have to
sorry.
agree with you on that.
And I
to
love
agree with
them.
that.
I have been conditioned this whole time, this whole season, watching our celebrities, our pros like Sharna. And when I saw them, I was just kind of like, what in God's name is going on? And I noticed they kept trying to change the angles because there were times where it looked like they were dancing on top of each other. The choreo was kind of hectic and cluttered, and it completely distracted me. And so that was not my favorite performance, and I could have done without
I
that.
second that.
I
Yeah, I was
understand
like, I'm gonna
that.
get up and get some water.
For me, I was a bit confused with the costuming because they all looked like they're about to do a salsa or, about to hit the
And
ballroom.
then one just
and
had
then one
on
of
that-
them was in a cat suit.
Yeah.
So I was a bit like,
The headdress that one of them had
Oh,
on?
yeah.
That
It was a crown. It was a tiara.
Sharna,
So yeah, I understand.
how do you feel about them utilizing the outdoor space as well on finale night?
Oh, I love it. I absolutely. It's stressful running from stage to stage. I had one quick change that was
Was it you that I saw
literally
run off the
at
stage?
40 seconds, I think. And I think it was to get into my Aladdin costume. But it's running from inside to outside is stressful. Even that one we did a year ago when it was at the Grove, which was amazing. I love that. We're in that ballroom for 10 weeks. We're seeing the same thing. And even though we moved that set around and we changed the screens, it's still the same ballroom. So being able to take it outside and just get a different vibe, it's great for us. I think it's great for the viewers. And I think it just changes it up. It makes it feel bigger,
And what was the feeling in the air when they announced the winner?
We were all talking the whole day. None of us knew. None of us knew what first and second was going to be.
Wow.
It was just so close. And it all came down to who people had been rallying behind. That people have picked their team already. I don't think one was better than the other. I think they were both phenomenal, and it could have been anybody's game. And we were all I was standing in the middle, so I could just run either side. Literally
You did
standing
get
in
up
the
there
middle. I was
quick.
ready
You
to
were
bolt to
right
whoever
there.
it was. But I have to say, I am incredibly proud of Peeta and the journey that she went on. She is, forever a stronger, teacher, choreographer. She grew so much with Nyle, and I'm actually really proud of her too, of being able to say, yeah, I'm gonna get someone else to choreograph this freestyle because it means the world to me and you, and I want to tell your story right. A lot of people on the show get help. Whether it's to choreograph or to collaborate with, everybody gets help. And for her to be able to let her pride go and be there on national television and say, this is the queen that's going to create this number for me. I love her for that because it wasn't about her. It was completely selfless. She wanted it to be about Nyle, and I thought that was amazing.
She getting me misty-eyed over here.
It's so true though, and I think you're right. For me, it could have been anyone's because there's for so many reasons. Paige went on such a journey, but what Nyle done on that show was nothing short of a miracle. Like, that man has changed so many people's lives that he doesn't even know. He changed my life watching him every week. He's just so inspirational. That man has a journey ahead of him of just inspiring, teaching, creating amazing things, just giving his beautiful light to the world. And I was just so happy to watch him on this show, and I actually am a fan of his now. Like, I will continue to follow whatever it is that he is doing.
Same here.
Because he moved me. He truly moved me. It was beyond the dancing. That man got in there and just like moved my soul around.
And that's everything he is about. That is everything Nyle is about. It's bigger than him, and he has the greatest heart ever. Like, from working with him on America's Next Top Model, and then when I found out he was gonna be on Dancing with the Stars, I already knew. He is extraordinary. And shout out to Mama Donna. You have raised such an amazing son.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing him with us.
Yes.
On many occasions than others.
My future mother-in-law. Thank you.
Well, he is fluid.
I love it.
He is fluid, sexually fluid.
Matthew, you can find me on
remember when
social
I put
media
my foot
at
in my
Matthew
mouth, but-
DeMarco if everything goes
What is
well.
it? 310. 310. No. We'll talk after the show. I
Right?
think I got you.
So inside studio, when we found out that Peter and Nyle took the trophy home, what was the atmosphere like in there, Shauna?
Well, I was standing out by the stage, but just, I mean, all of our friends and family crowded the stage. I don't know if we were allowed to or not, but it was a great buzz. And I know that it always sucks. One has to win and one doesn't. And you know, I'm incredibly proud of Peeta. Everybody was proud of her. I think a lot of people went on this journey with her and seeing her grow. And I relate to that because when I was with Noah, week in, week out, I would be panicking. It's not good enough. It's not enough. I need to do more. Am I doing it right? You know, and she went on that journey this season. And it's a lot. It's emotionally draining, but you are better because of it. And it was such a win on so many levels. It was about so much more than a Mirrorball trophy. And it was, you know, it was just a beautiful, beautiful moment. Everyone was just so excited and so proud. And at the same time, so sad for Mark, you know, because he had an amazing season with Paige.
He did.
His creativity was through the roof, and what they were doing together week in and week out was phenomenal. You could have given that girl 10s every week. She was amazing.
No, for
you
sure.
know, and that's because of having Mark right by her side. And you know, and I worked with her, and she's an incredible young woman, and I love seeing her as a role model for young women. You know, so I hope that she takes away a lot of wins from this, and that's one of them, that she is a great role model. She is better because of this experience, and 20 years down the track, it's not going to be the Mirrorball that she remembers, but the impact that she had, and the YouTube videos, and realizing that moment when she understood how strong she is.
Wow.
You know.
So
And
well
that's-
said. How were Paige and Mark when they found out, or after the show, and they found out that Nyle got the Mirrorball?
Sad, you know, of course you are. You're very happy for the person that wins, but it's bittersweet, you know. It's a celebration, and everyone had a great journey, but it is very sad,
For
you know.
sure.
And at this point, you're exhausted. You're on the verge of tears nearly every day because you're so exhausted, or at least the girls are. You know, and so you get to that moment, and it's a whole mixed bag of emotions.
No, for sure, I can
and
imagine.
then, you know, the next day it settles down, and then the day after that, you realize how proud of yourself you are for everything that you and your celebrity achieved as a team. And you start to look at the beautiful friendship that you made, that you can cherish. And I know there is one absolutely between Mark and Paige.
While you said that about being proud, I just want to take 1 second to say happy 30th birthday to Mark.
Happy
it was his
birthday, Mark.
birthday on the show and yesterday. and
30.
It's his dirty 30. And like you said, Shauna, he should be proud regardless. I love him. Everyone that knows him loves him. You're an amazing human, Mark. And congratulations on a fabulous season.
Yes, an amazing season.
He killed it, as well as Paige, just a little firecracker.
Blew our minds.
It was just an amazing season from start to finish. When I first saw this lineup, I was excited, and it did not let me down, guys. It kept that just intensity. There was drama, but not too much drama where we weren't watching the dances.
No, a couple surprise eliminations.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing too horrendous where I
Nope.
couldn't recover. You know, what did you guys think? Were you happy with
It
this
was
season?
full of talent.
It was.
It was full of talent.
It really, really was.
Sometimes when they do the cast announcements, it's like, who are these people? And I do get that way a little bit every season, and by the end of the season, you fall in love with these people.
Yeah.
For sure.
And they're household names now.
Madly
and
in love.
They deserve it.
They deserve it. They all worked really, really hard. All the pros worked super hard, and
it shows.
It shows, and we absolutely love watching and covering every single week. So thank you, Shana, and everybody at Dancing with the Stars for all that you do. I know it's not just us three here that are crazily in love with you guys.
Nope.
So thank you for bringing us your creativity week after week. It is not lost on us.
No.
At all.
And I'm so thankful to be a part of the Dancing with the Stars after show. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I know I was a mid-season replacement, but I am happy to be here, and I hope to come back.
Oh, we're
next
loving
season.
having you. And thank you to the fans, because we've gone through a huge transition here
Yes, we
at
have.
AFTERBUZZ. But thanks for sticking with us. We have had a fantastic time meshing, growing together,
Laughing.
and disagreeing,
clowning.
the whole bit. And we've had some fabulous guests. So thank you to everybody that's come on the show this season. And we can't wait to come back next season and do it all over again. So be sure to tune in. I feel sad to say
sad.
goodbye. Like, I actually legitimately want to cry. What is wrong with me? But honestly, guys,
You love us. That's what's wrong with
guys.
you.
I love you guys. I love you, Shana. I love that little
and
dog that I
puppy.
don't even know. No, but seriously,
Look at
thank
that
you
dog.
so much for tuning
I know.
in.
This
We
is
love
Daisy.
you.
I love
We
you guys.
Daisy.
Thank you, Shauna, so
All
much.
the best. We'll see you guys on season 23
Of Dancing with the Stars.
Take
Mwah.
care.
Bye, Shauna.
All the best. Bye, guys.
Wow.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.